Today I'm going to shoot just like a day in the life, what I eat throughout the day, how my day typically looks on a Friday. So today I slept in a little bit, got up at 4:30, showered, got a little bit ready for work. My meals are already prepped ahead of time. I'll show you all the meals as I eat them. I usually prep them 1 or 2 days a week, make things easier. First thing, get up, usually have some coffee going. I do a cup of coffee with a little bit of Premier Protein, Costco haul. I back off my proteins on my meal 1 and my meal 2, the protein powders, so that I can add a little bit of creamer, right? Vanilla protein shake to my coffee. And then I add about a tablespoon of monk fruit. It's 0 calories. Just a little bit of sweetener for me. Helps kind of fill me up, the coffee in the morning. So I have a cup while I'm working in the office, which is what we're going to go do now. And then a cup, I'll get a thermos as I head out from work. In the office now, so on a normal day, I'm in here in the mornings, anywhere from, if it's 5-10 minutes, just to do some quick check-ins, to an hour and a half. Just depends on the workload. We run a company that does online training, online challenges, online nutrition, powerlifting, general fitness, bodybuilding training, everything, right? So typically I'm there running programming for the next week, paying bills, getting shit lined up, watching the stock market, looking at houses, whatever it is that I have on the agenda that week to do. It usually happens in the morning because that's the only time I have to do it. Because the kids wake up, when I get back from work or the gym after 4 or 5 p.m., 6 p.m., it's I usually don't have that time to do it, and I can't concentrate as well. So the mornings I'm usually at my sharpest. So now we'll do some programming, and then we will head to work, and we'll have our first meal there. So I forgot, we have meetings at work today, right in the morning. So we'll be eating this during those meetings. We'll be filming. So what I do is I got 35 grams of rolled oats, some water, mix and add the protein shake, protein powder, 20 grams of honey, 120 grams of fruit. Mix that up. I usually prep it the night before just to make the mornings faster, right? Because I'm kind of out the door fast, so I want everything ready when I wake up. I'll heat it up in the microwave for about a minute, and it's actually probably one of my favorite meals. I wish it was about 3 times the size, but it's part of dieting. So start the day off with coffee, then I'll have this. I'll bring also my thermos of coffee to work, and then right about 10 or 11, depending on the job and what we do, is when I'll heat up the second meal, and I'll go into that around lunchtime. For those who don't know, I work on power lines, so the days kind of hit or miss. Some days I'm slower, some days I'm busy, some days I don't eat at all. Typically, my crew leader's pretty cool, so if I have to take a break, scarf down some chicken real quick, get back to it. He understands kind of what I'm doing, so that's pretty helpful. So now we can cut to lunchtime. Just quick setup with the recording in the car. We are on the way to work. Usually leave a little before 6, 5:45. It's about a 15-minute drive. Not bad, but it's starting to snow. So typically snow brings terrible drivers in the Midwest because I'm in Illinois. Once the first snowfall hits, then it's usually everybody kind of figures out how to drive again. But I'm all back roads to work. I don't really live in the country per se. I'm about as country as I could get and still being in close to town. But easy drive. That's part of the reason why I'm staying where I'm staying, is it's an easy drive to work. Work is good here. And I like what I do where I do it. Today we are going to be training legs this afternoon. Looks like probably just a quick 8 at work. Easy 8, easy out. I wouldn't say easy 8, but there for 8. And then I'll get to the gym around 3. I didn't get to do cardio this morning, which kind of I don't know, when I get set on doing something and then I don't do it because of extenuating circumstances, kid that doesn't sleep, wife wanted to train early with her friend, it does kind of bug me. Not to where I'm like upset with her, but just in my head I'm like, I should be doing cardio. I only need to do cardio 5 days a week. Typically on Fridays I don't do cardio, but I don't like doing back-to-back no days of cardio. I didn't get to do it yesterday because our cardio room in our gym, we moved everything upstairs. It's half cardio, half massage therapy. We have a massage therapist that comes once a week to the gym. And I forgot that she was in there on Thursdays at 2. So she started a little bit earlier than I thought, so I was not able to get in my cardio, which is what it is. I don't like doing back-to-back days no cardio, so today I think instead of doing 30 minutes, which I don't really need to do, but I like to do it, I just don't want to skip that much. I usually don't do it on leg day. Fridays is when I typically take a break, and then if I'm busy the other day of the week, sometimes I don't do it. But I make sure I get in 5 times a week at 30 minutes. But what I'll do today is I'll do a 10 to 15 minute warm up on the bike because my wife will be running on the treadmill. And we only have one. It's a smaller gym. We're going to be about a 50 member capacity gym. So 1 treadmill, 1 bike, little cardio room is all you really need. We don't need a bunch of treadmills. So I'll probably do 10 or 15 minutes on the bike, get the quads and calves pumping, and then I will proceed to go into a quad day, quad focus day. Everybody who knows me, knows the gym, knows how we train. We do squat nights on Fridays, right? So we have 4 p.m. typically on every Friday. We're squatting. That's typically where everybody pushes the heaviest because you have a team of people around you to help you, push you, all that stuff. But I have been doing my leg days before people show up because, 1, I want to be able to help the team as much as I can, and 2, I know that I'm just not going to be able to squat heavy anymore. I'm in a calorie deficit. My goal is not strength, right? My goal is to look good on stage, look more jacked than anybody else. So it's hard for me sometimes to put my ego aside and just train. But when I'm by myself, before the guys get there, I'll do all my accessories, the lunges, the split squats, the leg press, whatever it is on the agenda for today. I don't quite remember. I'll get that all done, and then I'll save my squats for last. And then I will get in some reps with the guys as a sort of a finisher to my quad day, which typically, body power lifters, we would do a couple maybe accessories, mobility, little warm up, and then squat, and then do a couple accessories after. Now I'm pushing squats to the end, just so I can do it with the guys, and I fatigue myself, obviously pre-fatigue myself with all the work I'm doing before, so I know that I can't go crazy, right? Because when I got a training partner, Cam, he's training for a meet, and my other buddy, Wakely's going to be pushing around 500 for a squat, and Cam's going to be into the hopefully 8 to 850s. So it's hard not to want to help push those guys and start throwing on more plates, but I have to be a little bit more diligent with the goal, right? Because the goal is not to be as strong as possible. The goal is basically to look as strong as possible. So with that, I pre-fatigue myself, and then I back off on squats, and I do more helping than I do squatting. I feel like that's the best combination. Is helping more than squatting, just to kind of back myself off. Otherwise, I will start to add plates. And as of late, the whole reason why I got into this meet, thinking powerlifting. The whole reason why I got into this prep was because I first tore my quad about 12 weeks ago, the vascus lateralis on the side. Videos on my Instagram, it was pretty gnarly. And then I decided because I was bulking for a meet possibly in January, which is this month, a couple weeks out I would have been, and then for sure a meet in March. So that kind of threw me off of the January meet, and then I decided I'll keep the excess body fat on, and I will just do a big bench at the end of the year. Maybe try to bench 415, 420. My best is 405. Maybe I hit 405 for a double. Well, I was benching with my apprentice about 9 weeks ago. Did some close grip, shoulders feeling a little tight, but I did extra warm-ups before he got there just to loosen it up. Did some close grip, 2 plates, 2.5, 3 plates felt good. So I went to 365. Figured 2 to 3 reps, probably be about a PR. I think 3 reps would be a PR close grip at 365. 2 reps went great. 3rd rep, everything that was tight released. Put the bar on the catches. I thought it was some scar tissue that was torn. So I figured it'd be a couple weeks. I'll be back at it. No big deal. Saw my physical therapist, and he had a pretty good, he's really good. And he has a pretty good eye for stuff. And he's like, looks like you tore part of your tendon in one of your tendons in your shoulder, and then obviously tore some muscles. So it's still been a long road to recovery. It's been like 9 weeks, like I said ago, since I've been rehabbing it and training for this bodybuilding show. And now I can like shoulder press 60s. I can bench. My bench is still absolutely screwed. I can bench like 185 to a 2 board. I did that the other day. It's just not wanting to open up and let me press. So it's going to be a slow, long recovery. But luckily with bodybuilding, I don't really need to bench a lot. You know, it'd be nice to train bench to get that pump back in my chest, but I can do a lot of work with dumbbells, and the free motion of the dumbbells allows me to press into the 60s. Now, typically, I'd probably be doing 100s, 125s, but everything's tempo now anyway, so not a huge deal for me just to grab the 60s, control a 4-second negative, and carry on with my day. So still nursing that a little bit, but luckily, a lot of those training I do alone anyway, or sometimes with my wife. So again, the ego can be left at the door and understand that I'm just trying to build that chest muscle or build that muscle that I'm training that day, and I can back off the heavy weights. So that kind of keeps me mentally a little sane, because you really just got to change. Once you go from powerlifting to bodybuilding, you got to just kind of not throw everything out the window, but that's why I hired a coach, Sam Slater out of Canada, because I didn't want to run my own prep. I didn't want to go back to my old ways. I wanted to just do what I'm told until the day of the goal, right? I think that's what most people need. They just need a plan and someone to instill that plan, especially if especially if you've been training for a while. You tend to do the things you like to do, and you negate the things you aren't good at. So that kind of eliminates that problem for me, gets me a little bit more open to different styles of training, and the workouts have been great. It's the first time I let someone control my workouts. I don't know, that's the first time I really hired a coach in a long time. So enjoying the process so far. Again, it's just real easy, just everything's controlled, right? The food's controlled and the training is controlled. So I just have to show up, do what I'm supposed to do, and then go home. So it makes it a lot easier for me. I think in bodybuilding, the less thinking is the best. Don't think about the supplements, do what you're told, take your vitamins, and then training-wise and nutrition-wise, the same thing. You'll see my diet today, it's very bland, but I kind of like it that way. I don't really mix my foods up. Everything's about the same every day unless carbs get taken out, depending on what my fat loss is and how I look and what the scale says and what my coach says. So it doesn't really bother me now. I'm kind of used to it. I actually feel better doing it. My stomach feels way better. It's more regulated. My stomach can't really handle a variety of foods, so it makes it very hard for me to eat a variety of foods and my stomach to be able to digest it. The basic foods that you'll see today are simple, but it's super effective. As of this morning, I'm about 35 pounds down, give or take 34 and a half. I crept up on the scale about 0.4 pounds. Usually that's pretty normal for me. I'll creep up, I'll lose a pound, I'll creep up a little bit, lose a pound. So the gradual scale of the week, I am negative from where I started 7 days ago. So still losing weight, so the carbs are still in there, which is good. I'm at about, I would think, 2,400 calories a day. I'll have to look and double check all my numbers, but right around there, 2,400 calories, around 270 carbs, 230 protein, and about 57 fat, I believe, 55. Everything is weighed, everything is proportioned, everything is per gram. I don't do per ounce, everything is per gram. I think it makes it more accurate. I mean, it's just what I've been doing. It's what I was told to do, so that's what I do. I'm pulling into work now, so we will continue this right as we start. Quick video. A little busy at work. I'm gonna scarf this down, but we have about 6 ounces of chicken, or what's it, 170 grams, 150 grams of broccoli, 200 grams of potato, some salt, and as you can tell, a lot of mustard and hot sauce. Usually this is my least favorite of my meals. I'm not a big potato and broccoli guy, but don't really care. Just eating it. So this will be second meal of the day. It's about 11. Knock this out, and then we will have a pre-workout meal and go train legs. Okay, just got home from work. Time to prep the meal. I ran out of rice. I did about 4.5 days of prep, and this is where I ended up. So, quick bag rice. On here it says 240 grams. I get 230. So you do have to throw just the last bit away. That's 227. 230 grams. And then 170 grams of chicken. Looks like my wife. I asked her to make me some chicken today while I was at work, and she did. She is a way better cook than me. I'm very boring. I boil the chicken, put salt and pepper on it, and call it a day. This avocado looks disgusting. That did not survive. So, new avocado. But she cooked it with a lot of flavor. Some seasonings. She knows I'm pretty particular about seasonings. Making sure they have no calories in them. So I'm sure it's fine. I'm very boring when it comes to the food. So this is actually probably going to be the perfect pre-workout meal. Brand new beautiful avocado. That one was sitting in my work truck for a day or two, and it didn't like the cooler, I guess. We'll do 70 grams as well of avocado. If you need to really, really like avocados, I always obviously like guacamole. This is awesome though. It feels like a treat almost. Oops. There's 71 grams, so that's not right. So we'll take a little out. 70. Perfect. So that'll be the meal. Chicken, rice, avocado. This will be garbage. Garbage. And then always add a little salt. That. And I'll add some chipotle hot sauce, a little mustard, but that is my favorite, by far, my favorite pre-workout meal. Bunch of carbs. Should be a pretty good leg workout. Hopefully a nice little pump in the quads today. We'll see. First set, Bulgarian split squats, warm up. I'll be doing a 2-second hold at the bottom and then up. Don't go crazy heavy on these. First exercise, kind of move my exercise around a little bit to squat after. Just get the blood into the quads before we start pushing. Okay, set 2. Legs, I already feel pumped. It's weird. My right leg does not seem to be as strong as my left. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew, maybe it's pretty fatigued. That's why. Not sure. This is always harder on my right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A lot harder. Probably could go up in weight, but 40s feel good. Good first start. Oh, 13, 14, 15. Whew. Okay. Belt squats. 4-second negative. So I don't have a hack squat, so belt squat it is. Ooh. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10. Okay, I've raised. Extra credit. 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Lower back. Very pumped. Whew. Oh. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. Come on. 10, 11. For a little range of motion, add a pad, make it a tad harder. 3 sets, 10 to 12 reps, nothing crazy, just controlled. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. Come on. 9, 10. Straight into reverse lunge. 24x. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 1, 2, 4. That is a killer. Quads are half smoked. See, legs are super pumped. Barely flexed. Fuck. No separation, but it's expected. Legs are very pumped. Veins are good today. Coming together. Very hard to flex right now.
Super pumped. Legs are almost done. Did my accessories first. I'm about done with those. So I will start doing some squats with the guys. And then it's off to meal 4. So we'll pick up a meal 4 after maybe a couple videos of squats. Not gonna go crazy, 2-3 plates maybe. Legs are already super fatigued, pushing hard this session. Not sure how much I got left, but we'll push a little bit on squats and see how they feel, and catch back up at meal 4. Whew. Okay, it's about almost 9:30. Last meal of the day, meal 5. 120 grams of unsweetened almond milk. About a half scoop of whey isolate protein. Remember, I would say I back off my proteins a little bit on meal 1 and meal 5 so that I can have that portion of protein in my coffee as a creamer. Last meal with the shake is 120 grams of banana, and then 20 grams of honey, 14 grams of natural peanut butter. Typically, I like to cut this banana up, and then I'll put the peanut butter and honey on it, and then I'll freeze it. Didn't have time for that tonight, so just eat it this way, which is fine. And then all the same meals that I've been having repeated tomorrow, the next day. And the coach check-in is on Sunday to see if anything needs to be changed. Should end up with about, I think it's 270 carb, roughly 270 carb, 230 protein, and about 55 fat. I think it's around there last time I checked. It's been about the same meal every day, so I don't really have to check it because nothing really changes unless carbs. Only had to pull carbs once when I kind of had a stall in my weight, and then now it's continued to drop. So keep chipping away. And tomorrow's kind of a rest day. It'd be work, some cardio, and then just a normal day of eating. So not very exciting. I hope you guys enjoyed these. Let me know if you want to keep seeing these day in the lives with the meals and the training, and like kind of the car talks. That's all I got.